Welcome back. I'm Eric, creator of the Radial Timeline for the Obsidian note-taking app. Writing is complex, whether it's a short story, a novel, or a multi-book saga. Radial Timeline transforms your manuscript into a dynamic visual system, making scenes, subplots, and structure visible, so you can bring order to chaos and plan what happens next with clarity. Obsidian gives you enormous freedom, and Radial Timeline builds on that, shaping and guiding your workflow, so you stay focused on the narrative, not the mechanics. The core question is simple. What is your story actually doing as a whole? With Release 6, we introduce new ways to answer that question. Inquiry View steps back and gives you that perspective. You can evaluate a single book or an entire saga. 3 zones organize the analysis: what sets things up, what applies pressure, and what pays off. 2 lenses guide your focus: flow for pacing and momentum, and depth for character, theme, and structure. You choose what to include: full scenes, summaries, or specific targets. And instead of scattered notes, results can be saved, revisited, and turned into action directly inside a scene's pending edits property. Inquiry isn't about grammar or typos. It's about what your story is actually doing. How do you share progress without spoiling your story? Writing is mostly invisible. Months of work live quietly inside your vault. The author progress report changes that. Generate clean visual snapshots of your timeline as PNG files. Choose from multiple sizes. Style to match your brand. Share anywhere. Social platforms, your website, or a Kickstarter fundraising page. Share your progress while revealing just enough, but not too much. Next, what happens when your vault contains more than one book project? Are you writing a saga or a prequel? Do you like to experiment with different ideas using draft folders? You try out new concepts, you revise your work. You explore alternative paths. With Book Manager, duplicate entire project folders as drafts or manage existing multi-book projects. You can switch instantly between projects within the same vault, and the Radial Timeline updates seamlessly, retaining the beat system, scenes, and subplots for each. Next, what do you do when the structure feels wrong? Sometimes you don't need analysis, you simply need to move things. In narrative mode, now you can. Reposition scenes and beats directly on the timeline. Confirm the change, see previous moves, and everything updates cleanly. Optional ripple renumbering keeps your scenes and beats renamed tidily. This gives you hands-on control without having to adjust file names or properties yourself. Next, how do you shape your story for maximum impact? Different stories need different frameworks. The Beat Manager lets you choose from built-in systems like Save the Cat, Hero's Journey, or a classic structure. Or define your own beat system with custom beat properties tailored to your application. Each beat integrates directly into the Radial Timeline, so structure becomes part of how the story is seen and understood. And you can easily switch between systems. Next, how do you quickly export all or part of your manuscript? Export needs to match your workflow. You can generate markdown exports with flexible ordering. Splitting, and table of contents options. With Pro Signature, you unlock advanced Pandoc controls and professional PDF templates, including front matter and back matter. Next, what if your story is meant to be heard, not just read? Runtime estimates how long a scene takes when spoken, based on word count. This is useful for audiobooks, scripts, and podcasts. Next, how do you mark larger movements across time? Scenes show moments. With backdrops, you can designate key periods, events, or phases across your timeline. Use customizable properties and micro backdrops to represent both large arcs and fine-grained shifts. This adds visual context without cluttering the scene rings. Next, how do you stay on track over months or years? Long-form writing requires long-term planning. You can track progress and monthly output with project completion estimates. Publication stage targets are built directly into the timeline. See where you've been and where you're going. Next, what if you're building something at scale? For more advanced workflows, the Signature Pro tier is available as a monthly or annual subscription. It adds expanded inquiry capacity, advanced exports, runtime tools, and additional customization options for those who need greater control. Finally, how do you manage all of these features with the least friction? Settings have been completely rebuilt. Reorganize, category tabs, core, social, inquiry view, publishing, AI, and advanced. And quick links, so everything is easier to find and faster to configure. So that brings us to the end of this video. Release 6 is not just a set of features. It's a shift in how you manage complexity. You keep the flexibility of Obsidian, but you gain systems that organize structure, surface insight, and reduce friction, so you can focus on what matters, the story. If you're building a long-form narrative, this release is designed to help you see it clearly, shape it intentionally, and share your progress along the way. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I've tested extensively, but if you encounter any problems, be sure to let me know, and I'll track down the issue as quickly as I can. As always, keep your timelines radial and your story revolving, and happy writing.